everybody. This is Rory Francis with another segment of Manufacturing Champions, along with my co-host Terry Iverson. And Terry always brings the talent here, and he's got Dave with him. I'm going to let him introduce Dave in a second. Dave, I just want to mention this. I do research a little bit, and I was looking at your LinkedIn, and you had a quote on your banner up there, and I really like it. How blue-collar business can change communities and lives, and I'm a firm believer in that. Manufacturing, elevates our middle class, and a healthy and robust middle class elevates us. That whole, a rising tide lifts all boats philosophy. And, in a manufacturing facility, for every person working in a manufacturing facility, they call it the multiplier effect. There's 8 other jobs created in the community. So it's so essential. So, Terry, another stellar guest. I'm looking forward to hearing it from. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, well, welcome everybody, and today we have Dave Hataj from Edgerton Gear, just south of Madison, Wisconsin. And Dave, tell us a little bit about your company, and then we'll bridge into some of your other endeavors.
Yeah, Terry, Rory, thanks for having me on. Absolutely. I am actually part of a second-generation family business. My dad started the business in 1962. We are a custom gear manufacturing shop. We're not a production shop, so we have about 40 employees. Serve the paper industry, food industry, textile industry, cardboard, bottling cans, et cetera, et cetera. But I was a journeyman apprentice by the time I became a journeyman gear maker by the time I was 21. But we are in our 63rd year, and things are very, very busy.
So Dave, one of the things that we share is that we're both, we try to make an impact on young people around the country and young people that cross our paths. And I know you have a book and a program. Tell me a little bit about either the book or your program, either one, and we'll talk about both for sure.
Okay, well, great. Yeah, well, we were in the same boat as a lot of folks in manufacturing. Where are the young people? Who's coming into our businesses? And back in the 1990s, unfortunately, I think high schools across the country started listening to some educators who said tech ed of the future is lab coats and computers. And we don't need machine shop. We don't need welding. We don't need woodworking and all of that. So we've lost an entire generation of young people that come into the trade. So I actually went back to school. And for my own shop, I was trying to figure out how do we engage blue collar kids, those kids who often aren't deemed college material or aren't going to a 4-year university, but they're great kids. And they're tacit learners, they're hands-on learners. So how do we re-engage them for our businesses? And so I came up with this course called Craftsman with Character, which is kind of an intro for students to get exposure to trades and manufacturing, while also working on kind of character development and the soft skills and what they need to do to be successful. I mean, simple things like a firm handshake and being disciplined and a team player and being teachable and all of those things. So I started the course, I think about 12 years ago. It completely changed our company, where the average age in our shop is about age 30. And in the last 3 years, we've expanded rapidly, where we actually got a grant from the U.S. Navy to help spread it across the country. We are in approximately 30 schools right now. We're getting into Northern Illinois, Michigan, and other states. But the need out there for us to engage these young people is just incredible. And I think the best part about it is that we use people in our shops and our job sites, just regular, really high quality people to mentor these kids. And these kids are absolute sponges, and they want to grow and they want to learn.
I started my career up in Wisconsin, Dave, in the Milwaukee area. And when I started hiring in about 1985, I quickly learned that if I met any young people that grew up on a farm or were athletes at any level, especially at a high level, that I'd almost hire them on the spot. Have you ever used some of those ideas?
Absolutely. The kids that grew up having to have a job and that work ethic, they are phenomenal kids. And Edgerton is a very rural environment. And if the kid already has a job somewhere and they've learned how to work, they just need a little bit of guidance. But yeah, absolutely. Work ethic is everything. And a lot of these kids have it.
One of the things, Dave, I coached travel soccer for a long time, and a lot of what you speak about in your book and in your program, I took a lot of those lessons when I was coaching travel soccer. And and actually one of my soccer players was actually interviewed by Rory not too many months ago. So
Oh,
one of
really?
the things I'd like to,
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome being able to watch that interview. But one of the
Yeah.
things that I would like you to speak to, and I haven't asked you about this, but what do you think about the synergistic opportunity between gamers around the country and the digital parallel that CNC brings? Speak to that a little bit, if you could.
Oh my! Well, this is a topic you've never asked me about. I think for a lot of gamers and a lot of kids, if I just had to think about it, we are all meant to be problem solvers, and we all are meant to be creative. And I think this younger generation that we've got, gaming and their technology brains, they pick things up really, really fast. And so to channel that into a work environment, to give them the opportunity to be problem solvers, is huge. People often rip on this younger generation. I find that when you can tap into them and put them in a community where they kind of teach each other and they want to work together, they can be absolutely fantastic. And I think too often us older guys get in the way. We always want to do, well, we've always done it this way, so this is the way it's always going to be. But I'm finding that as I lead the company, when I give these young people the opportunity to really learn and to explore new technologies and to really bring new thought processes and their creativity to the workplace, it's lights out. And I think as a company, we're probably in the best place we've ever been because of these young people that we often overlook, but you put them in the right environment and they can really, really, really thrive. Is that your experience?
It is. And I think going forward, bringing guests on like you that have really figured it out going forward with the next generation, I think that's one of the reasons why I bring people like you on to the program, Dave, and Rory constantly comments on the innovative people that we have on. So I'm going to kick the last question and commentary over to Rory, and Rory, let me let you finish up at the end here.
Thanks a lot, Terry. That's a hard task. Dave, you unboxed so many things that I want to comment, and we don't have all day. But I will mention, you mentioned one of your soccer players, Terry, and it's Chris Gustafsson, and he was on the ground floor at Tesla. And he's now over at ABTC. When you hear him speak, he's not a little kid playing soccer anymore. He's an articulate, professional person, and he speaks highly of the mentorship he got from you. And Dave, you talked about your staff mentoring. It's so important. I mean, we could talk all day. You just hit so many things, but I just wanted to comment on that mentorship part. It is so important that we embrace this generation and share our experience and our knowledge and our hope. They typically, they're receptive. And it's just a really good thing. So Terry, thank you for your mentorship, and Dave, thank you for your program of mentorship and expanding it. Yeah, I mean, we could talk all day, and Dave, we'll probably have to do that another time. But for today, this is Rory Francis signing out for Manufacturing Champions. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Dave.